Hey guys, welcome back to the human condition. This video is one really interesting one I want to talk to you guys about, and it's pretty cool. It's a concept I never heard of. It's a nice psychology concept, um, and it's by a man named Robert Greene. So shout out to Robert Greene. He's an awesome author and a psychologist, I think, or like he studies the mind. And this video is the title of this is, or what are the nine seduction types, and what type of seducer are you? What are the nine seduction types, and what type of seducer are you? And when I first figured out about Robert Greene, I thought I was unique, and and I saw his ideas, I was like, wow, someone already thought of a lot of these things. But then I was like, there's some differences, but I was like, wow, this guy's really cool. He's thought of all these ideas before I even thought about them. I was like, dang, or at least similar ideas. So I had to make a video about the 9 seduction types and what seducer type are you, or what seducer are you. So that being said, this theorized there's a 9 seducers types, and the seducer types are the natural, the charmer, the corcute, corcute, corqutte, the charmer, the natural, the corcute, the charismatic, the dandy, the siren, the rake, the star, and missing one, the ideal lover. And those are the 9 seducer types it theorizes. So I thought this was really interesting. Of course, there's some nuances, like it doesn't apply to everyone. And obviously, this is only when you're trying to pursue romantic interest. So these typically aren't like personality traits like other archetype personality testers. It only applies to when you're trying to pursue like a certain romantic type, romantic interest. Starting off, the siren. The siren is a pretty cool one, pretty lit. It's someone who allures people to him, in my opinion. It's the person who, when they pursue a romantic relationship, they strive for looking good, good haircut, good outfits, whether it's a girl or a guy, basically anything that can amplify their attraction, physical attraction. They are all into that. These are people, typically the sirens are naturally attractive people, I think, but even if they aren't, they can still, if they're a siren type, they can make themselves look attractive all the time because, well, everyone's attractive, but they can make themselves look attractive even more so because of their unique style and unique presence. They have that aura about them. These are the type of people that dress really nice. The girl, when it's women, like girls that have this, or women, they typically focus on like cardio and like makeup, and guys usually focus on like gym, lifting weights, and bodybuilding. And not just specifically that, but when they are in pursuit of like a romantic relationship. So the difference between the gym person, and someone like this is when they only do so to increase physical attraction for a romantic relationship, and usually it works for these people. But it depends on the type of person, because this might not be everyone's personality type or a seducer type. So yeah, sirens are the people that allure, how they'll attract, and so yeah, that's siren. The rake is usually also siren, or is more feminine oriented, so it's usually applied to more females than guys. However, guys that have this have like a, not like a caring type of vibe, kind of like that are typically associated with more feminine traits, if that makes sense. Guys that have that, like good style and stuff like that. The rake is, this is a more masculine one, but again, it can be guys or girls, it doesn't matter. This is the person who pursues quite. Also, there's pros and cons to each. Sirens, pros is their uh, uh, if they do it off they on a pro level, if they do so well, they're very successful. But if they don't, they might sometimes put in all that work and then not like they put all that work and then they might not see the results sometimes. But the rake is the person that pursues a lot. This is why it's typically associated with guys, but girls can pursue a lot too. Just depends. But the rake, so this is seducer type. If you're the person who's a pro at pursuing and just following up, you're just always like following up, you would be the rake. The pro is these people can be seen as endearing, but you have to do it well, because if you're a rake and you're too, push, some people aren't like that. So you guys gotta, that's the pros and the cons of the rake. Each one of these seducer types have pros and cons. The siren might focus too much on physical attraction instead of developing traits, and then might struggle with a long-term commitments as more sirens. Whereas rakes don't necessarily struggle as much with this. However, they might come off as too push-oriented, and they might come off as, if they're not careful, too pushy, I guess. But in a good way. If you're a rake. The third one would be the ideal lover. And this is typically applied to guys, but it can go guys or girls. And this is a person who meets someone, they find out their deepest desires and try to basically give that to them. So if you're the person that wants to do that, this would be the ideal lover. So this would be typically, as a guy, you find out the person you like's favorite thing is this, and you make sure you go all the way out of your way to get that for that person. So it's a really wholesome one. The only thing, I guess, the negative would be it kind of comes off maybe as like a facade. So that's the only negative one for this one, but it's pretty wholesome as well, because you really try to at least give the person what they actually want. The ideal lover, seducer type. The natural, you'd think this would be like the natural, picking up people, The natural is actually the exact opposite. The natural is mean like your seducer type is being yourself. So this type is the most authentic type. These people just are themselves, and they typically are the innocent type of people. They got that youthful vibe going on, like young vibe going on, that energetic, happy-go-lucky, they're just chill people, and that's their strength. They're themselves, and they kind of if they play into that right, they can attract a lot of people just by being authentic, but also kind of making sure they have that energy as well. The only problem is sometimes they might struggle with being naive, I guess, and stuff like that. The next one is the charmer. The charmer is the person who, when they meet someone, tries to talk super, not at all about themselves, to let that person just talk and let them have all the spotlight. So the charmer will flatter and be really nice, give compliments, try to do everything to make sure they stay out of the spotlight, but the person they like can share about themselves. Pro being, they are people that really can boost people's self-esteem. They might, but the con being, as a relationship progresses, they might feel as if they haven't expressed themselves enough, and they might feel like the person they're with, the person they charmed, might feel that they didn't really get to know them much, and the person that didn't express themselves much might feel like they didn't have the chance to be the best version they can be because they were too busy charming their romantic interest. The charismatic, these people, similar to Siren, attract, but in different ways. Charismatic, they just have that aura. They have that dog in them. They're very cool, interesting people. They attract. They got the magnetic vibe to them, and it's more Siren. It's more physical attraction, whereas charismatic, it's more just energy, fun-loving, adventurous, charisma. They have that humor, all that stuff, and that's how they attract. And they play into that, and that's how they attract potential romantic partners. Then you have the star. The star is someone who's very dramatic, entertains. So since they do that, they're always in the spotlight in group settings. So that being said, they, similar to charismatic, however, the star takes over kind of in a way, so they can attract a lot of different people because they're always in the spotlight. They're very well known. And then the final two I forgot to talk about were dandy and coquette. I know earlier I said coquette or something like that. It's actually coquette. So basically, dandy is the type of person who is push and pull dynamics. So basically, the seduction type of the dandy would kind of be someone who kind of like plays games a little bit. And I mean, yeah, if you're like a little bit in a good way, I guess. But they'd be like the type of person who pushes and pulls. So for example, they'd show a lot of like affection for a very long time, start texting, we'll start hanging out for a while, and then they go cold and then don't respond for a while. So this a lot of times is obviously a pro in a way because it shows that they test people to see if they really care. The only con is this can be sometimes aggravating. The con of this one, or the negative, might be that this can sometimes be aggravating to people. I mean, maybe not, but it's usually pretty aggravating. So if you're a coquette type, I feel like I used to be coquette by accident a long time ago, but now I've switched my ways and became a rake. But it can just be, you have to be a certain type of person to pull off being coquette, because it's sometimes comes off as aggravating at times, but maybe not. Just it depends on the person who's the coquette, the person that reaches out then pulls away. Just kind of depends on the person and who you're doing that to. So you just gotta be careful when you're a coquette. And then there's dandy. Dandy is people that break social norms to pursue romantic relationships. So this is kind of like the rebel when it comes to how they try to achieve romantic relationships. For example, when they try to pursue a romantic person, they try to appear as kind of rebellious. They kind of try to be appear like they're kind of against norms or whatever. And typically, it's more feminine guys and more masculine girls, and they attract people that also have like that rebellious kind of against societal norms. So in relationship regards, they might be more unique, have a lot of unique viewpoints when it comes to relationship dynamics. Very non-traditional, new type of dynamics. So the dandy would be like a feminine guy and a masculine girl. That'd be the dandy seducer type. But specifically, like all these types, they're only that way to attract romantic relationships. So if someone's like that, not to attract romantic relationships, then they wouldn't be considered the dandy seducer type. So I hope you guys like this video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the 9 seducer types. I thought this was a really interesting topic. So I thought it was really interesting. So thanks again for all the support on my recent videos. As always, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe if you want. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.